President Trump hits highest approval rating in history. President Donald Trump has hit his highest approval rating ever, according to two Wall Street Journal and NBC polls. Despite the relentless negative mainstream media coverage, Trump's approval rating with the American public continues to soar to historic levels. In the same week, Trump was falsely accused of treason by hysterical left-wing journalists and Democrats. Trump's approval rating moved up another 3 points. The more Trump gets criticized by the media, the more his base seems to rally behind him, one Democratic pollster told NBC. Information Liberation reports, "This is what getting BTFO'd looks like." Trump hasn't even begun to fight back. He told Tucker Carlson last week he's open to declassifying evidence of the deep state's crimes in the coming months. The president can declassify anything for any reason without any restrictions. NBC News and the Wall Street Journal both decided to bury the lead in their coverage of their own poll. NBC. Regardless, here are some of the highlights from NBC News. The new NBC Wall Street Journal poll finds the president's approval rating among Republican voters at 88%, the highest of his presidency, and 29% of all voters strongly approve of his job, which is another high for Trump in the poll, and 50% of voters support Trump's handling of the economy, which is up 8 points from October. Note, the economy is the top issue going into midterms. Asked to name the top 1 or 2 issues that will decide their vote in November, a combined 36% said the economy and jobs, 33% said health care, 27% said immigration, and 20% said guns. A month ago, the top combined responses were health care, 38%, the economy and jobs, 37%, guns, 25%, and taxes and spending, 24%. The Democrats' lead for the midterms has shrunk from 10 points to just 6 points. The NBC Wall Street Journal poll shows 49% of voters preferring a Democratic-controlled Congress as the outcome for November's midterm elections, versus 43% who want Republicans to stay in charge. That 6-point lead in congressional preference for Democrats is down from last month's 10-point margin, 50% to 40%, though the difference is well within the survey's margin of error. Independent voters prefer a Democratic-controlled Congress by more than 20 points, 48% to 26%. And Democrats continue to enjoy an enthusiasm advantage heading into the midterms. 65% of Democratic voters have a high level of interest in the upcoming elections, registering either a 9 or 10 on a 10-point scale, compared with 49% of GOP voters. MSM Fake News has convinced Democrats that a few million spent by the Russians on Facebook and Twitter ads won the election for Trump where Hillary's $1 million could not. But other Russia-related numbers have moved. 65% of voters believe the Russian government interfered in the 2016 election, up 12 points from a year ago. 41% say the interference affected the election's outcome, up 8 points from a year ago, and 30% think Democrat Hillary Clinton would have won without the interference, up 6 points from last year. Not covered as most voters have a positive view of ICE, 38-37, which Democrats are demanding be abolished. If the top issues are the economy, health care and immigration, that doesn't sound very good for Democrats. Tax increases, Obamacare 2.0, and open borders to drive down wages is not a very compelling platform. That said, the media has been driving Dems into a frenzy with 24/7 fake news and hysterical propaganda telling them Trump's making concentration camps for kids and wants to carry out a child holocaust, so it wouldn't shock me if they had a strong turnout. Also, Google, YouTube, Facebook and Twitter have begun mass censoring conservatives and purging all their search results of any and all alternative media. Americans need to understand this is the future Democrats want for America. They want to open our borders, censor our internet, ban free speech, organize high-tech lynch mobs to destroy conservatives and harass them at their homes, institute communist man throw people in jail for calling the police if they're not the right skin color. If average Americans had any idea the third world hellhole these radical leftists are going to create if they seize back power every